this is Zach from Virtual Guitar Lessons of Utah. And in today's video lesson, we're going to learn the basics of how to read guitar tablature, or guitar tabs for short. Guitar music is traditionally or most often found in guitar tabs rather than traditional music notation. And the reason for that is that guitar tabs is much easier and quicker to read than traditional music. Now, if you're buying guitar sheet music or guitar books, most often you're going to find traditional music alongside with the guitar tabs. So you have kind of the best of both worlds. But guitarists are going to focus on the tablature part of that music. Now, the way that tablature works is that it arranges the neck of the guitar into a grid. Okay. And to illustrate this, let's pull up our example over here. And let's work with the G major chord that we've already been working with. Now, above the guitar tab, I've put the chord chart for G major chord. And below that, we're going to look at what that chord would look like in guitar tablature. Okay. Now, the way the tablature works is that you have 6 horizontal lines, 6 lines going across the page. And those represent the 6 strings on the guitar. And the lines are arranged so that the lowest line corresponds with the lowest pitch string on the guitar, and the highest line corresponds with the highest pitch string on the guitar. Okay, so the lowest line is the top E string right here, because that's the lowest sounding string, and the top line on the guitar tab is this top E string. Okay, and then they're just in ascending order from there. And the reason it's arranged like that is because that corresponds with traditional music notation. Notes that are lower on the staff are lower, and notes that are higher on the staff are higher. Okay. The other thing you notice is that we have the numbers for where we should fret the strings. Okay, so those numbers represent where we should put our fingers on that specific string. So for our G major chord, it just looks like this, like it always has. Now, a lot of times guitar music is going to have the chord charts at the beginning and then the tablature, and you'll kind of refer to the chord charts as you work through the tablature. But one of the downsides is that some tablature is not going to have the chord charts, so you're going to have to know what chords they're trying to communicate to you through that guitar tab. And the more comfortable you are with the chords, the easier that's going to be. I think one of the benefits to guitar tab is that guitar music is generally a combination of single notes along with chords. And guitar tab does that very well. So let's pull up an example of single notes on guitar tab so we can see what those look like. So over here, we're going to have our G major chord, or G major scale. And so we look at the guitar tab, we can see that it looks like this. Awesome. Now, guitar tabs are they're widely available on the internet. A lot of times they're for free. I think the caution or the downside to free guitar tabs is a lot of time they're just some guy or some girl out on the internet who's figured out a song by ear. They've had their guitar in their hands, they've listened to the music and figured out what they think would be the right way to play that song. Sometimes it's really spot on. Some people are very good at learning music by ear, and sometimes it's barely playable. And as a beginner, I think it's really hard to know the difference between what a good guitar tab is and what a not so good guitar tab is. But with the internet, with cell phones and whatnot, it's really easy to download and to find good quality guitar tabs. One of the first places that you can look is that you can go to Google Play Books or the Amazon Kindle app, just like you would any other book. And we'll demonstrate this over here. I'm going to pull up Google Play Books, and we're going to just search Metallica guitar tabs and see what comes up. And as you can see, we have a whole list of Metallica guitar tabs that come up. You can click on them, you can get a preview of them before you buy them. They're generally a little bit discounted because they're an ebook, so I think that's a really great way to go. When I was learning guitar 20 years ago, I wish this would have been available. Now sometimes you're going to want to learn maybe just one song of an artist rather than maybe an entire book that covers usually an album. So there's really good places online to look for sheet music as well. Sheet music is just one song, the music for one song. And so I think my favorite place it's called musicnotes.com. There you can find really good guitar tabs, so let's search on there. Let's just search for Stairway to Heaven and see what comes up. It looks like they have a bunch of different versions of Stairway to Heaven, and we want to choose the guitar tab version. So let's click on that. It comes up with a little preview. This is actually a great example of the combination of traditional music notation and guitar tabs. But that's another good place to go. It's going to be a little bit more expensive. These are like $6 or $7 a piece. If you bought the whole album that Stairway to Heaven is on, it'd probably be $12 or $13. So I think you kind of got to decide, how much do I like this band or this artist? Is it better to just buy the book if I'm already going to buy 2 or 3 songs of sheet music? But that's just kind of up to you. And I'm here to help with any recommendations. If you're unsure if something's a good guitar tab, you can always forward it to me and I can look over it. I'll listen to the song you want to play, I'll look at the guitar tab and tell you if I think it's a good match or not. Specifically with sheet music you're buying, there's so many free guitar tabs online that it'd be impossible for me to do that. So yeah, that's the basics of how to read guitar tablature, and you're going to be spending a lot of time reading guitar tablature as a guitarist. That is the primary way that I learn music for guitar, and that most guitarists learn music on guitar. Awesome. Well, we'll see you again soon.